Ever pondered upon the question, what would happen if all the ice on Earth melted? It's a question that might seem distant, even irrelevant to our daily lives, yet it holds implications of paramount importance. Ice, the frozen form of water, is more than just a chilling element of our drinks. It's a fundamental component of our planet, a key player in the grand scheme of Earth's life support systems. From the frozen tundra of the Arctic to the frosty peaks of the Himalayas, ice graces our planet with a chilling beauty, but its purpose extends far beyond aesthetics. Ice acts as Earth's thermostat, reflecting sunlight back into space and thus helping to regulate our planet's temperature. This balance, this delicate dance of light and ice, keeps the global climate in check, ensuring the survival of countless species, ours included. But this balance is under threat. Global warming, a phenomenon you've likely heard of, is causing temperatures to rise at an unprecedented rate. This surge in heat is causing our planet's ice to melt, disrupting the natural equilibrium. The Arctic, a once frozen wilderness, is now experiencing some of the fastest rates of ice melt. Glaciers, those majestic rivers of ice, are retreating, leaving behind a trail of melted water. This isn't just a local issue. The melting ice is contributing to a rise in sea levels, a global concern with far-reaching consequences. But why does this matter? Why should we care about melting ice and rising seas? They have the potential to disrupt our entire biosphere, affecting everything from weather patterns to food production. However, to truly comprehend the magnitude of this issue, we need to delve deeper. We need to understand the science behind ice melt and sea level rise. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's our first line of defense in the face of a changing world. So let's embark on this journey of understanding together. Because the answer to the question, what would happen if all the ice on Earth melted, lies in understanding the science behind ice melt and sea level rise. To comprehend the impact of melting ice, we first need to unravel the science behind ice melt. So, let's journey into the frigid world of ice caps and glaciers. These colossal structures made of compacted snow exist in regions where the snowfall exceeds the snowmelt. But why do they melt? The answer lies in the delicate balance of our planet's temperature. As Earth's temperature rises, so does the temperature of the ice. When the ice reaches 0 degrees Celsius, it begins to melt, transforming into water. You see, ice absorbs heat energy from its surroundings until it reaches this critical point. It's like how an ice cube melts in your summer lemonade, absorbing the drink's heat until it dissolves completely. Now let's take a step further and delve into the concept of thermal expansion. You might remember from your school science class that most things expand when they heat up and contract when they cool down. Water is no exception. When the ice melts into water and that water heats up, it expands. This expansion means that the same amount of water now takes up more space. Imagine pouring a glass of water into a bowl and then heating it up. The water molecules move faster and spread out, taking up more room in the bowl. That's thermal expansion in action. But what happens when this occurs on a global scale? Well, the melting ice from glaciers and ice caps adds more water to our oceans. This additional water, combined with the thermal expansion caused by rising temperatures, contributes to the rise in sea levels. It's a ripple effect. A rise in temperature leads to ice melt, which leads to more water in our oceans, which leads to thermal expansion, which leads to higher sea levels. Each step is interconnected, each one exacerbating the effects of the last. As the temperature rises, more ice melts, contributing to the rise in sea levels. This cycle is happening right now, and its consequences are far-reaching. But we'll delve into those in our next scene. For now, let's remember that understanding the science of ice melt is the first step in appreciating its impact on our world. So, we know the ice is melting and the sea level is rising. But what does this mean for our planet and us? The consequences of sea level rise are profound and multifaceted. Let's start with the most visible one, flooding. As the sea level continues to climb, coastal areas around the globe are becoming increasingly vulnerable to flooding. Picture iconic beachfront properties and bustling seaside markets gradually swallowed by the encroaching tides. These aren't just places of leisure and trade, but homes and livelihoods for millions of people. But the impact doesn't stop at the coastline. The rising sea levels are also causing the loss of critical habitats for countless marine and terrestrial species. Think about the coral reefs, the mangroves, and the marshlands. These ecosystems are not only home to a myriad of species, but also serve as natural barriers against storms and hurricanes. Speaking of storms and hurricanes, they're becoming more frequent and severe due to the warming oceans. More heat is fuel to these natural disasters, making them more intense and devastating. Imagine living in constant fear of the next big storm, never knowing when it might strike or how severe it might be. Then, there's the human angle. The displacement of people due to rising sea levels is already a reality in many parts of the world. Imagine being forced to leave your home, your community, everything you've ever known, because it's literally sinking beneath the sea. And let's not forget about the agricultural lands. Many of these are located in low-lying areas, making them particularly susceptible to sea level rise. The loss of these fertile lands would mean less food production, which could lead to food shortages and higher prices. In terms of economic implications, the cost of dealing with the effects of sea level rise is staggering. From building seawalls and relocating communities to dealing with the aftermath of more severe storms, the financial burden is immense. The repercussions of sea level rise are far-reaching, affecting every facet of life on Earth. This isn't just about the environment. It's about our homes, our food, our economy, and ultimately, our survival. You might wonder how much of this is our doing. Well, let's delve into that. Human activities play a substantial role in accelerating global warming, which in turn contributes to the melting of the Earth's ice and rising sea levels. Activities such as the emission of greenhouse gases, deforestation, industrialization, and urbanization are all part of this bigger picture. Greenhouse gases are a major factor. When we burn fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas for energy, or cut down and burn forests to create pastures and plantations, we release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This carbon dioxide traps heat, much like the glass of a greenhouse. The more we emit, the more heat gets trapped, leading to a rise in Earth's average temperature. Deforestation further exacerbates the situation. Trees absorb carbon dioxide, reducing the amount in the atmosphere. But when we cut them down, not only do we lose these natural carbon sinks, but we also release the carbon stored within them back into the atmosphere. Again, more carbon dioxide means more trapped heat and higher temperatures. Then there's industrialization. Industries emit a variety of greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide and methane. These gases trap even more heat in our atmosphere, contributing to the overall warming of our planet. Urbanization too plays a role. As we build more cities and expand existing ones, we replace natural landscapes with concrete and asphalt. These surfaces absorb more heat than natural surfaces, increasing local temperatures and contributing to the global trend. All these factors combined lead to a rise in global temperatures, which in turn causes the ice at our poles and on our mountaintops to melt. This melting ice contributes to rising sea levels, posing a threat to coastal communities and ecosystems across the globe. So to answer the question, a significant part of this is indeed our doing. Our actions, our development, our progress have all come at a cost we're only just beginning to understand. Our actions have a significant impact on our planet's health. Now that we have unraveled the science and consequences, the question remains, what can we do about it? And indeed, it's a question that demands our attention. The reality is, tackling this issue requires both collective and individual action. We can't afford to stand by and watch. Each of us has a role to play, and every action, no matter how small, can contribute to a larger change. Reducing our carbon footprint is one of the most significant steps we can take. It's about making conscious choices in our day-to-day lives. This could mean opting for public transportation over personal vehicles, reducing energy consumption at home, or even something as simple as recycling. But our efforts shouldn't stop there. We need to promote the use of renewable energy. Solar, wind, hydroelectric. These are not just alternatives, they're the future. By supporting businesses that utilize renewable energy, And considering renewable options for our own homes, we can help transition our society from fossil fuels to cleaner, sustainable energy sources. Another solution lies in the power of trees. Afforestation, the process of planting trees to create forests, can counteract the carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. Trees act as natural carbon sinks, absorbing CO2 and releasing oxygen. It's a beautiful, natural solution that we can all contribute to. Yet individual actions alone won't be enough. We need to advocate for climate policies. Governments, corporations, and institutions around the world need to recognize the urgency of this issue and implement policies that promote sustainability and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And remember, this isn't just about us. It's about the generations that come after us. It's about the animals that share this planet with us. It's about the delicate balance of ecosystems that make our world so beautifully diverse. Addressing climate change is not just a necessity, but a responsibility we all share for our planet and future generations. Let's rise to the occasion and make a difference. Because if not us, then who? And if not now, then when?